The economy right now is in a very bad place and many people think that a recession is imminent. Because of this, rainy day funds are extremely important and investments can be very volatile in this period while trending downwards. With all the cash that we're hopefully saving up right now, are money market funds our best option to store them? Let's find out. Cha-ching! What's up everyone, welcome back to another video with the Millennial Finance. Let me start again with why we should be saving some cash. I've mentioned this a few times before, but I'm going to emphasize it again because I do think it's very important. In these kinds of macroeconomic conditions, it's extremely important for us to save up on cash, especially for our rainy day funds. This is not a normal bear market where it's caused, by something else. It does look like the economy is heading into a recession. I hope it doesn't happen, but it does look like things will get worse before it gets better, so having that pile of cash just for emergencies can give you a lot of peace of mind. If you've already got a nice amount of cash saved up for emergencies, then you can also start to use any excess cash to invest money into the stock markets because prices are pretty good after big crashes overall. However, I understand that some of you may not want to invest your money yet because of the current macroeconomic conditions and because you just don't know where the markets will be going over the next few months or even years. That's completely okay. Everyone has different ways of investing. At the end of the day, as long as you're comfortable with the risk that you're taking on, then you're on the right path. However, what you can do now is start saving up on this cash so that you can invest it in a lump sum whenever you feel ready. So with both emergency funds and saving up to invest lump sum in the future, what do we do with the cash that we have on hand? The first choice that we have is the simplest, which is basically just leaving it all in your bank accounts. I guess you could take it a step further and withdraw it all from the bank and store it under your pillow, but I don't think that's necessary. So the thing about putting your emergency funds or your extra cash into your savings account is that they pay extremely low interest rates and it's most likely getting eaten away by inflation. To solve this, we need to look for other alternative low-risk investments that can give us better yields than what bank accounts are currently giving. With decentralized finance on crypto no longer being a very stable option, especially for things like your rainy day funds, going back to traditional finance options is probably our best bet. If you're Malaysian and you're a Bumiputra, then count your lucky stars because Amanah Saham or ASB in specific is 100% your best choice, and in my opinion this is a no-brainer. You don't even have to watch the rest of this video, just go and put your money into Amanah Saham as long as you don't have it maxed out yet. They give exceptional returns with almost zero risk, which not many other investments in the world can actually beat. And even if the returns are not that high, the amounts that they give out should at least match inflation rates. However, if you're not eligible for ASB, then your next best bet is probably money market funds. But what are money market funds? Money market funds are kind of like mutual funds except they invest in extremely liquid short-term investments. This can include stuff like cash equivalent securities, or sometimes even debt-based securities with short expiration dates. They're usually extremely safe, with the only possibility of you really losing money from putting it into money market funds is if banks or extremely large companies suddenly go bust. This scenario is kind of unlikely. Of course, banks in the US did go bust in 2008, but learning from that, many governments all over the world have much stricter rules on banks in terms of how they should hold their cash and how they manage their balance sheets. A disclaimer that I have to mention though is that even though I do say that this is a very low chance of losing money, technically there is still that possibility like I was talking about earlier, as with anything else. However, I do like money market funds for 3 simple reasons. The first reason I like money market funds is probably the most important. They are almost as liquid as cash, which is exactly what we're looking for, especially for rainy day funds. We don't want something that, takes a lot of time for us to get access to because, like I said, these are rainy day funds. They're necessary for emergencies, and when we need that cash, we can't wait 1 week, 2 weeks, or even a month. We need it as soon as possible, 2-3 days, and that's what we're looking for. Secondly, money market funds also have very low risk like I was talking about, and they have very low volatility. The last thing we want for our cash pile is for it to move 10% every single day, because we'll leave that kind of volatility for our actual stock investments. Imagine having 10,000 ringgit as your emergency funds, but as you want to withdraw it, it's only worth 9,000 ringgit today because of volatility. That is not what we want for emergency funds or even cash for investments in the future. Finally, money market funds also give us decent returns that are much higher than what banks can give with our savings accounts. Even though the returns are not crazy and it is unlikely that it will outpace inflation in this current environment, it's still better than nothing. So if you're sold on money market funds and you want to put some of your cash there, what are our options in Malaysia? The first one I'll start off with is actually Stashaway Simple, because they're running a promotion that will run from July 1st, 2022 all the way to the end of the year. Basically, new users onto the Stashaway platform will get a boosted rate of 3% if they put their money into Stashaway Simple, and if they invite a few friends to join Stashaway as well, then this can go to 3.2%. If you're an existing user of Stashaway already, like myself, then you have to invite one friend to get a 3% rate on Stashaway Simple and 2 friends if you want this boosted to 3.2%. This is a promotional push for Stashaway. It seems like they're trying to acquire more users. This is not a fundamental change in how they invest our money in Stashaway Simple, just in case any of you were wondering. This is a pretty good return in my opinion. 3% is decent, and it's especially good for those of you who want to easily shift your money from this cash equivalent to stocks whenever you feel comfortable. I know there's been a lot of concerns about Stashaway's performances over the last year or even year and a half, but I am still invested in them and I still do have my DCA going into the stock portfolios every single week. If you want to sign up with Stashaway, use our link. We'll leave it in the description below. You'll really help the channel and you'll also get some nice fees off. Another option is sort of the new kid on the block, being KDI or Kenanga Digital Investing. At 3% returns, they did give the highest return for all money market fund products in Malaysia at the time, and it is a solid option for us investors as well. Finally, there's Versa, which I would consider probably the OGs of this space. They started off as purely a cash management platform before recently expanding this with Versa Invest. Currently, Versa gives the lowest return on a cash management product among all 3 options. It's at 2.4% right now, but I guess you could put some money here if you wanted to diversify a bit. Personally, my cash right now is split between Stashaway Simple and KDI. If you want to put your cash into any of these platforms, then use our links. We'll put it in the description below and you'll get some sweet perks when you sign up, and of course you help this channel. So with inflation continuing to rage on and central banks needing to take drastic action to counter this, having some cash is extremely important for everyone. Yes, stacking up on cash during periods of inflation can seem counterintuitive, but trust me, having this pile of cash set aside, especially for emergencies, can give you so much peace of mind that you can't really put a price on it. Whether you're saving your money for emergencies or trying to time the dip buying into stocks, which I of course don't recommend, having the liquidity gives you that peace of mind knowing that you'll be okay. With banks still not offering great rates to savers, money market funds are probably the best options that we have right now. Anyway, thanks for watching this video to the end guys. Give us a huge thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.